Hello there everyone and welcome. My name is 8363MTR here to kick some ass because I got your back.
This is the Renegade Master and I am signing in. Wait, that doesn't sound right.
Hey guys, this is Autumn here and wait, this isn't my channel. I'm AnnabethRide, but call me Brooke. And today we're covering a video called Top 5 Worst Videos by Great YouTubers. It's a doozy.
The person who made this video in question was SuperHapMan15. Someone who mainly does animation videos, plush videos, gameplay, and the occasional countdown here and there.
So with all this said, let's take a look.
Hey, that's my line, you bitch.
Alright, might as well acknowledge the elephant in the room. Yes, both the footage and music are being recorded using a phone.
In fact, spoilers! This actually happens throughout most of the video. I mean, it just seems like as if you have an iPad or a computer/laptop, so why not actually use those devices instead for your video? Hell, you can use KeepFit or any other video downloading sites to make your video look more appealing than just you recording it with a phone. Hell, you had annotations within your video, which means that you actually have a computer/laptop in hand. So why not add it on your laptop/computer instead?
There are plenty of free apps if you're stuck with the iPhone and iPad, and it'll up your quality by a huge degree. Also, the clips in the intro are so random at times. First it goes to Sonic, which somewhat fits with the music to play, then all of a sudden, Angry Birds, then back to Sonic, and you didn't even add the second bit out, that's from the actual bit from the Sonic X intro. Then the poor Kirby trying to get up when he's injured! Someone call ASPCA, guys! Then whoosh! There goes Mario. You're too slow if you didn't even see him pass by. And then finally Sonic. Then music oddly stops and there's a literal stick in the intro card. Wow, that went down the drain.
Also, the intro is mostly Sonic footage. I guess you like Sonic a lot, but it makes no sense why there's more clips of Sonic X than any other show. I guess the saying still holds true, Sega does what Nintendo don't. But jokes aside, even for a video made in Movie Maker, this intro is terrible.
Well, you know what, Renegade? Your face is terrible. Roasted!
Yeah? Well, you know what? Anime is trash.
Well, at least I don't suck. And I'm a freaking fish that can send a billion spears through your freaking body!
I'm a jelly.
Most of the time, these YouTubers are freaking awesome. But during these videos, they've definitely lost their mind.
Can't beat me!
Hey, baby.
Hey guys!
Oh, hey, dude. Yeah, hey, Jenny, where's the 3DS?
Oh, dude, I'm ready to play you some Super Smash Bros. Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna play you some Super Smash.
Welcome to another SuperHapMan15 countdown, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 5 worst videos of great YouTube channels. For this list, we're going to be talking about videos from my favorite YouTube channels. It could be one that I'm subscribed to. It could even be one from my top 10 YouTube channels list. If you want to check that out, links will be in the description.
Shameless plug! By the way, this video is sponsored by Apple.
Renegade, no! We're not selling out so quickly!
I'm sorry. You were saying something while I was selling my soul to the big corporate giants.
No! I'm an Android user! But seriously, though, whoops-a-daisy, you forgot to link your video in the description. It's important that when you say something in a video, you follow up, especially when it's a link to something. Everyone makes mistakes, just remember for next time. Also, from your favorite channels? What about my favorite channels? What about Renegades? Or Brooks? Or MCRs? So many questions, not enough time!
So anyway, get ready to have your eyes bowled out. Well, from watching these pieces of garbage. I mean, seriously, what are these pieces of garbage doing in the gold mine?
Mumbler says what? No, seriously, what did you say? Honestly though, you really mumble a lot, as well as having some unnecessary pauses. Honestly, if you can't edit the pauses out, then at least what you could have done is do some retakes until you get it perfectly. In fact, question, did you even have a script to begin with? If not, then that's not really shocking to begin with, but at least maybe drop down some bullet points, or a picture, or interpreted dancing.
Or MTR's internet history.
Wait, no, don't!
What are you saying? Do you want to go to Kill Land? You guys are great, keep going.
In short, script your videos. The stuttering and random pauses throughout this video is proof that words on a paper will be your best friend.
I have an idea.
Number 5.
These number transitions take much longer than it needs to show a number on a screen. I mean, 16 seconds? Who needs that long to read 2 characters on a screen?
Not me! Oh, actually, wait, keep it going. I need to find that Keemstar popcorn, actually.
Want some of mine?
Actually, yours is better. I like mine cancer flavored.
Also, yay, white noise and audio balancing issues!
My favorite!
SMG4 Castle Royale. Now this is a very, very boring video. This is, out of all—
Yeah, it's totally boring. Can't you tell by the clips I'm showing you guys? Also, you hear this word boring? This is the word you're gonna hear for the rest of the video, and you never explain why. Who is this guy? What does he do? What kind of videos does he make? Am I dead?
Yes. Welcome to hell.
But I believe Jesus died for our sins. I can't be in hell.
Watching this video is a sin. Also, this video does not contain a single lap dance. In fact, our video does not contain a lap dance.
Yet.
And this one wastes the most time we've ever had. This one wastes more time, considering that this freaking video is 11 minutes long.
11 minutes is too long? I looked at the other videos this creator has made and the average length is about 8 minutes. So 3 minutes longer is too long? How short is your attention span? This comes up later, but the length shouldn't matter if it's paced well. But you don't mention pacing at all, just that it's boring and the jokes are dumb.
Also, your video is 17 minutes long and paced horribly. So I guess you're admitting that this video is abysmal? Well, that was real easy. Guys, we're clocking out early.
Shit already? About fucking time?
Nope, you're staying right here. Look at the timestamp.
I'll say something then. There's also the fact that you know how to edit footage and you leave out the parts of the video that are insane with how much content there is on screen, unintentionally and artificially trying to strengthen your argument, and that is lying to the audience.
You did not say the word something. You lied to me.
The reason this is high on the list is because I would really expect this from SMG4 in the modern days, considering that modern SMG4 is just very, very boring.
So, what's the overall part with how you thought that SMG4 is becoming more boring within each recent video? Why do you still consider him as one of your favorite YouTubers? In your top 10 favorite YouTubers list, you stated that you only like their stuff for their classic content, but not really for their recent content. In most circumstances, this would actually be a turnoff.
Also, it's high up on the list? It's on the freaking bottom. Was this supposed to be a top 10 at some point? Cause if that's the case, well, we better relocate to the Fallout shelter. Come on guys, the bonds will drop soon. There's nothing worth saving here.
Oh, I have an idea.
No, we're not playing your long-ass tedious transition. Instead, we're going to place in some fart noise. Oh, and by the way, he does place in one disclaimer, so we'll include that into word-to-word at the bottom of the transition.
Super Mario Logan, Chef PP Quits Part 1. This video is all dedicated to Chef PP torture.
Thanks for not introducing us to the YouTuber. Again.
Look, I understand that some of the YouTubers that you mentioned are popular, but considering the fact that all of us here have not even heard of at least one YouTuber at all, you don't really do a good job explaining who these YouTubers are, or even what kind of videos they make, really.
And you know, Chef PP torture is not funny. In fact, it's one of the main reasons why a lot of people do not like Chef PP.
Wouldn't we be sympathetic to Chef PP as he's played off as a sympathetic character in this video? Why would him being tortured make the audience hate him? I totally understand not liking torture porn, but you don't elaborate. Or unless you're a masochist and you enjoy watching people squirm and suffer in fear. What? Never heard of S&M? I'll show ya!
Oh, god damn it!
And you know what? This isn't really funny. And you know what? It's another reason why people don't like Bowser. It's another reason why people don't like Junior. And you know what? Junior and Bowser are just so unlikable in this video. The both of them are just torturing and just trying to torture Chef PP until he's like worn out.
Have you not seen the subject of the video, dude? What did you think Bowser and Bowser Jr. gonna do? You know, be fucking dicks?
Okay, on top of having music around the same volume as your voice, you had to use a song with lyrics that would, and did, drown out your voice?
It's honestly a little too fitting since this song is from Sonic 06.
Here, let me help you check out!
So, is this the big one? Is this the one where everyone thought SML went downhill? Or is there an even worse one out there?
Bruh, I've already made one spoiler for you within the video. I don't think that the audience would appreciate you making another one for them.
Ted Bear, Cyanide, and Happiness.
Okay, I want to point out with the overall way that you've made your camera angles of this list. For some weird reason, at one point within the video, the camera is off of the screen within the video, and we do see a reflection of you on the screen, which, by the way, hi there! Now, all of a sudden, the camera angle is actually perfectly aligned within the video, and the lighting is basically, well, good. Why not actually try to do the same thing with the other segments for perfectly aligned with the video without any glares? As much as we do discourage you for recording the videos via iPhone, you really should have done that throughout the video instead so it doesn't look unprofessional, per se.
Look it, I like Cyanide and Happiness, not as much as I liked it when I first got into it, but the show is still pretty funny. But this video, not so much. In fact, this video is just very boring and very stupid.
Okay, you said this video was bad because it's stupid and boring, and you said about number 5 as well? And if that's the case, why is it higher on this list? You also stated on how you still like Cyanide and Happiness, yet for SMG4, he's lower on the list because of the recent videos aren't good. Wouldn't SMG4 be the number 3 spot? Please help me!
Also, I personally think that this should have been lower towards the list. You basically said that you thought that this was boring, and yet out of your number 4 segment, you actually had a quote-unquote legitimate problems within the video, instead of it being boring. This is honestly a lazy way of placing your entries, if you ask me.
I mean, there's nothing to it. It doesn't feel like a Cyanide and Happiness short. It just feels like a Cyanide and Happiness movie to me. Because it's 4 minutes long. 4.5 minutes long. As no Cyanide and Happiness short has ever even come close to that.
You say that no other Cyanide and Happiness video comes close to this video in length, when that is wrong. 5, count them, 5 videos of similar and or longer length. The sequel to this video is 7 minutes, so if the length is an issue, why not put that one here instead?
Also, Cyanide and Happiness's video is 4.5 minutes long, and SMG4's video was 11. Why isn't SMG4 higher? And why isn't this video at number 1?
Did your attention span get worse in the span of 3 minutes?
SuperHapMan15 is now hashtag exposed for being a pupper. Someone get the cameras!
Let me get Keemstar on the phone.
Can't wait to report your death!
This video is just as stupid as some retard smashing a vase on the ground and pasting it back together, going like, oh look, I fixed it. No, you're the one who broke it. You put the plant in there, the plant leaks through the hole like that one Brady Bunch episode when you try to water it. My point is, this video's bad. Give it a skip.
This is the equivalent of some jack-off smashing a vase and pasting it together like, look, I fixed it. No, you're the one who broke it. You put the plant in there, you water the plant, the water leaks through like that one Brady Bunch episode.
This is literally the second time that someone actually stolen something from Rebel Taxi. And from the same video, may I add. If this shit happens again, then I'm gonna fucking strangle somebody. Oh. Sorry.
Look what you did, NTR! You scared her! Go to the corner and think of what you did!
As someone who's actually in the Countdown community, I've seen people borrow jokes from other popular YouTubers. But even in those cases, the context of the joke actually fit with what they were talking about. That's not the case here. It's like you saw a funny joke from Rebel Taxi and thought that randomly putting a slice of pizza here would work. And yes, this is the one scenario where pizza did not make something better.
Can I also argue that when Rebel Taxi was saying that with the characterization of Buttercup, he was saying why fix something when it's not really meant to be broken?
No, NTR! Back in the corner! You're grounded, remember?
Apples and oranges simile does not compute.
Mondo Media, the Happy Tree Friends series.
Alrighty, this segment shouldn't even be here because guess what? You're not subscribed to Mondo Media. Yes, I checked, and it's not on your top 10 YouTubers list either. This is just an excuse to hate on a series. And did I mention series because it's not a single video going against your entire criteria?
Guys, there's no pulse. I think the video killed her.
Shit, I ain't taking the blame for this. Screw this. I'm out of here like Borg.
Well, fish sticks, anyone?
I'm not dead. I won't let this video best me.
Well, looks like Brooke is determined to finish this list. Get it? 'Cause it's Undertale? I'm sorry, go to the corner if you want.
Good Lord, where do I even begin? Let's start the fact that these characters...
I'm gonna read this text here just in case if anybody is doing something within the background. The text here said, skip to number 1, which is at 8:45 of this video. Then it says, trust me, you don't want to see this. Ignoring the fact that you don't have an apostrophe on don't, what you could have actually done is to show this earlier, like during the transition instead of placing this here, or actually making a voiceover saying that this segment will have a bunch of gore, especially since some gore is going to come up a little bit right after the text faded out.
Even as someone who's completely desensitized to most violence in media, Happy Tree Friends still makes my stomach turn. So why not make the warning more obvious for people like me, or people who's even more sensitive to gore? Because of this, if you're actually squeamish of gore, even the cartoon kind, then we'll place this timestamp here for you guys to skip to his number 1 segment.
These characters can't talk. Okay, look, I don't hate shows like these, but does there have to be gross out humor?
Believe it or not, there is an audience for this kind of thing. It's not your cup of tea, that's fine, but this kind of humor is appealing to some people. What's wrong with characters that don't talk? Do you hate silent protagonists? Do you hate Link and Mario?
Dude, silent films, cartoons, and characters were a thing, and still are a thing in some cases. Ever heard of Fantasia? Or the old era cartoons like Mickey Mouse and independent films that are more artsy than having a lot of dialogue?
Finally, what does having no dialogue within the show have anything to do with the gore within Happy Tree Friends? These two really have nothing to do with each other, so it just kinda confuses me, to be honest here.
Here, let me help you check out!
Disturbing, and it's just nothing but gross out humor. You know what? I hate this show. So does Yoshi Player. I agree with him that this is Mondo's worst show ever made.
Please notice me, Yoshi Player Senpai, I only have 7 yen.
Also, what is bringing up this random YouTuber going to do, other than showing that you're a fan of another YouTuber? Especially since Yoshi Player has borrowed 1, or 2, or all of his opinions from Phantom Strider, who was probably inspired by someone else.
And I'm gonna admit... Goodness, the more I watch this show, the more disturbed I'm ever gonna get. Oh my god. You know what? I'm done. I'm done. Last entry, please.
You said you were done! Why shoehorn this random gore here? I thought you were the one who hated looking at this.
There, my bro. You'll survive. We're almost done. Wait, what's the timestamp? You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Mother of God, we're doomed.
So you're telling me that the number 1 segment is about half of the length of your video. You really should have balanced it out with your other entries, especially since 4 entries are half of the video in length.
Oh, come on, guys. We made it this far. It can't be that bad.
Hey guys, where are we?
Kill Land.
What's Kill Land?
You'll know when you're older.
But I'm older than you!
But I had so much to live for!
Doesn't death mean nothing in commentaries anyway?
Don't worry, commentators are like comic book characters. We'll be back before you know it.
Well, I will be. This is my channel after all. You guys... I don't know about you guys. You are newbies after all. Watch out, this one's going to be long!
Lock my dick! Ow, ow, ow. Ow, 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 ow.
Going back to Chef Pee Pee Quits Part 1, you must think that there was an even worse video than this? Well, considering that number 1 is another SML video, you are 100% correct. There is one video I hate more than Chef PB Quits Part 1. And yet, it's a Bowser Jr. video. Oh, well, hell, okay. When I first watched Chef PB Quits Part 1, I'm like, oh, nothing can be bad than this. Nothing can be worse than this, right?
Please stop fondling the mic. It's not appropriate.
Mike Chan doesn't approve!
That's it. We are filing a restraining order.
Off the thumbnail, I knew this video was going to be the worst SML video I've ever seen. And yet this video is about Bowser Jr. Okay. What's worse than Chef PB torture? In my opinion, Bowser Jr. torture, of course. And that's where this piece of crap comes by to ruin the year for SML. Oh my lord, I freaking loathe this video.
This is a cop-out. Again, this is literally the second time that the channel gets a spot within the overall video. I personally think that you should have half this rule of 1 video per channel, and you technically can't have 2 worse. Even on a practical level too, it just becomes samey. Finally, if this is considered to be the worst, then why is the 4th entry there if this is actually the worst video that was made by SuperMarioLogan?
Also, wait a minute. How did you get a black screen in the thumbnail of the video you're talking about? In the beginning, the videos you play are recorded off a phone. Plus, I should definitely mention how there's no glare or anything on the video now, which is an improvement. But now we know you're able to do that.
There is no excuse for the previous bits of the video.
Why didn't you make the rest of the video look like this? Is there some minimum shit requirement that we're not aware of? Wait, are we falling short?
This horrible video starts off with Chef PB cleaning Bowser's favorite cup, the Angry Birds. Okay, I don't blame Bowser for liking the Angry Birds. I love Angry Birds too. But then Junior just wants to play ball in the house, which is a big no-no. I don't know why I said that.
I don't know why you made this video.
He splashes his ball into the cereal or something like that. And Chef PB just screams that he made a mess. Well, no one was going to eat it. It looks all soggy anyway, even without the ball in it. And then Junior gets mad because Chef PB yells at him, and then this happens. He gets super mad and ticked off that Chef PB yells at him, and then he just,
No, I don't know. What the hell am I supposed to know? Can you tell me? Please!
You haven't guessed it yet? Here it is. He throws a freaking ball at the freaking cup.
That text was really hard to read and only on screen for a second. If you want to make an interactive segment to your video, please make it readable and last long enough to be read.
I'm gonna go with D for D.
Actually, I pick E for Bernie Sanders. I'm a bi-bird after all.
Weren't you a pile of jelly earlier?
Oops. I purposely changed my avatar for no apparent reason, and will be stuck with it for the remainder of the commentary. This is what you get for telling everyone your true form.
Yes! Now we can make bird puns! Hey MTR! Does Polly want a cracker?
Does this mean I'm fish food?
You know what they say, a bird in the hand means 2 in the butt.
And then Chef PB goes tell Bowser about what happened. And oh my god, Chef PB is such a tattletale. Grow up, brah. And then once Chef PB forces Junior to tell Bowser what he did, he just tries to lie himself out, but nope, it does not work.
I gotta tell you something really important.
Oh god damn it! Another sponsor! Who is this volume company that you speak of? What do they sell?
They sell the ability to hear, otherwise known as dank memes.
What is it? Is food ready? No, it's not food. It's tell him. I went potty all by myself.
Stop lying! No, Bowser, he did not go to the potty by himself. He barely even knows how to go to the potty. Look, he wanted to play Tom Brady in the house, so he threw the ball in the house and broke your favorite cup. Wait, you broke my favorite cup?
No, Chef.
Are you there, SuperHapMan? Are you dead?
I'm sorry for making bad jokes. And making me horny, you sick fuck.
Just wait. Ho, 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 I got the good belt, too. No, Dad, it's not my fault. Send me the cat back. What is wrong with you, Julius? You're not Tom Brady. You don't
Nice technique with that belt.
Are we watching a countdown or a re-upload of SML?
Wait, this is still going?
I guess we're in this never-ending cycle of torture. The cycle of... Oh, wait, there he is.
What is my complaint with this video? Simple. What the crap is your problem, Bowser? You know accidents will happen now and then, especially when you have a freaking 6-year-old child.
Hey, SuperHapMan, can I share this concept called a joke? You don't need to be so serious about it, bruh.
That's our job.
Okay, let's move on. Then Junior starts to call the police just so they could arrest Bowser. Okay, that's a good idea. Except that the police just lets him off with the warning. Then Goodman, the police's name, tells Bowser to just give him simple punishments instead of beating him. Then the rest of the video is so out of character for Junior. Both Junior and Bowser are both out of character in this so-called video.
You never explain what their characters are in the first place, so saying that they're out of character means nothing, especially when we don't watch the same things you do.
And what about these plushies being out of character makes this less of a video? Just because that they're not in character, that doesn't mean that this shouldn't be the definition of what a video should be. It just means that the video has horrible writing per se.
Okay, let's move on. What? Then he starts going all emo-like. You know, like those emo kids, like, you know, those goth kids from South Park, or... yeah, I don't know any others. Yeah, I can't think of any others. But anyway, the rest of the video is having, you know, Junior going all emo-like I just said. That's not what I like. I like Junior being happy and funny and just going like choo-choo and like screaming all the time. That I kind of find that funny.
Oh boy! Do you realize how entitled you sound? Wanting a character a specific way all the time from a creator is not only selfish, it prevents the creator from experimenting.
This just in, characters can only have one emotional response to a given situation. By the way, wouldn't it be even more out of character for Junior to be happy-go-lucky in this kind of situation?
Dude, the way you're using emo is not how you do it, bud. You use it so badly it makes me want to cut myself!
Sometimes goodbye is a second chance.
Junior screaming all the time, you know, like in the Happy Meals. Come on, okay, make another Happy Meal. That one was better. Sorry if I'm going to make you mad, Yoshi player, because I know you do not like that video. I apologize. Oh, speaking of Happy Meal, there is this one point where Bowser watches Charlie and Friends that looks exactly like the one we saw in Happy Meal. But then Junior just goes out of his mind and just feels like the world is just so endless. And this is where this happens.
Hi, Junior. We came to visit.
Oh no, not this again. Skip!
Actually, no, let's not. Because it's nothing else other than repetitive shit of him dragging the video out. Except for this one joke.
Has anyone even enjoyed this video? Are you dead serious?
Okay, honestly, that reflection that you made could have been so much better. I hate to say this, but it just sounds like as if you don't know as to how to act. I can kinda understand that since you're like, I don't know, 12 to 14 or something like that. I really don't know what your age is, so please tell me. But I would advise you to emote better than sounding like you half-assed it. And now we are finally done with the video. So guys, any final thoughts?
Despite us poking fun at you throughout the video, it was at the mistakes you made and not you yourself. I do want to give some constructive criticism. You know some of the basics when it comes to editing, but please learn how to edit on a computer and learn how to download videos. It'll make your content look so much better quality-wise, and please, please, please make friends with scripting and retakes. Your thoughts will be better organized and you won't have as many pauses and stutters. I'd also practice explaining with giving us context to your entries as well as why and how something does or does not work. Giving something a vague descriptor leaves your audience in the dark. It makes me thrilled thrilled that you want to put yourself out there and make content you want to make at a young age, and I really hope that this video doesn't turn you off from making more. You're young and I don't expect greatness from you right away, but if you do see this video, just know that if you take our advice to heart and practice, you will get better.
Okay, usually I'm not so serious with my final thoughts, but with the video I just watched, I feel like I need to do it. I understand you are young and editing is not very strong, but I highly recommend it on a computer. It's really best to download the videos and recording them on a phone, and editing on Movie Maker, and I know you're capable of that since you had a black screen and a thumbnail in the video. Trust me, your editing will get better over time. Another thing is acting, audio balancing, dragging, and scripting, and not really think of what to put on your countdown list. I mean, if you have an entire series and 2 videos on the same channel when it's supposed to be 1 video from each channel, then that's an issue. Also, might I ask to go around to people who have good experience with countdowns and let them take a look at your scripts. If you do start making those, that can definitely help with your video. I hope you take me, Brooks, Renegades, and MTR's criticism and improve. I have faith in you.
Okay, to put it as nicely as possible, as an early attempt at making a countdown, this wasn't all that good. Since you're a fan of Rebel Taxi and Yoshi Player, I'm stunned that you're making a video with as many issues as seen here, despite them not suffering from any similar flaws. From what I can tell, you want to make more countdowns if your latest one is any indication, so I'd recommend getting a video downloader and to script the video to make future videos look and sound better. As well as try to make your own jokes. You might attract more people with what you can do than listing the people that you look up to. Finally, double check your stuff. Many times in the video, if hypothetically you looked at the original video a second or a third time, odds are you would have fixed most of the issues that we found in this commentary, possibly in the early editing phase. The problem isn't the fact that you're using an iPhone and Movie Maker, it's the fact that you aren't using any of your resources effectively. Take this for what it's worth and try to do better in a future video.
Look, considering the fact that you sounded like as if you're young and whatnot, let me just state here for the fact that we're not here to harass you in any way, shape, or form. Yes, we made a couple of pot shots on you, especially with the Mumbler Says What bit, but we are trying to give you some constructive criticism here, and that hopefully anyone who watches my videos wouldn't harass you in any way. But heading towards my overall point here, we're not here to bash on what you like or dislike. You have every right to hate on these certain videos that you've placed here within the video. However, the way in which case that you actually explain each section out is, well, ew. Not only that, but the entries should be more flourished, as numbers 5 to 3 on your list should be in another order, as well as how numbers 2 and 1 were cop-outs. In fact, to me personally, your number 2 entry was the worst offender of it being the cop-out, since not only was Happy Tree Friends a series and not a single video, but you were not subscribed to Mondo Media, and that Mondo Media was not on your top 10 YouTubers list. I definitely would suggest that you take some of the other rules into the account, i.e. 1 game per franchise, or with this one, 1 video per user, and that they cannot have repeats throughout the list.
Even when I find something new to commentate on, I can't escape freaking MatPat. Today I'm looking at the guy I did in my quad up with A363MTR, Renegade Master, and Autumn Kohai. Link will be in the description. SuperHapMan15 does puppet videos, countdowns, and some gameplay videos to name a few. Since in the quad up we talk about his presentation, I'm only going to lightly touch on it in this video. Trust me, there are plenty other problems to point out. He's a kid, so Mercy's gonna be my avatar because pun. Let's hop into his top 4 worst game theory videos.
And if you don't believe me, look at this. BAM! That's the evidence that you need.
Why wouldn't we believe you? We can see your sub count below the video.
Not to be a copycat or anything, but I'm going to be doing what the Fossilizer and Metal Blade 5 did for their 1,000 subscriber special or 500 subscriber special. I'm going to be doing a top 10 on these people who are named Game Theory.
You're allowed to make a similar list to someone else. It's when you start taking points and adding nothing new that it's a problem.
The Fossilizer told me a lot about them, and I decided to check out their channel. And I only seen a few videos so far, and I decided to count down by 5 least favorite.
You've only seen a few of their videos? Did you just watch these 4 and call it a day? Only watching a few of someone's videos isn't always enough to pass a good judgment. Also, guys, we totally got black borders matter all wrong. We should really say black screens matter. Like, holy crap, please don't do this again. There is nothing keeping my attention aside from your voice, and even then you're stuttering and desperately need to make friends with scripting and retakes. They'll be more than happy to be your best buds. If you're building up to something, try to make it quick because you go on for nearly 40 seconds like this. Please give us something to look at. You also said top 5 when this is a top 4. Yes, this is a nitpick, but it further emphasizes the need for a script.
So, let's begin. Oh, and the Fossilizer, I'm also going to be mentioning some things you said in
your top 9 worst game theory videos, because I personally agree with your opinions as well. And I have some things to add on to them as well. So hopefully you can understand that.
The Fossilizer Senpai noticed me and don't hate me, please! You don't need to name drop like this. Are you just a really big Fossilizer fan? I'm getting the impression you're trying really hard to impress / not piss off this person. Keep this line in mind too, because it's worse than you think, but that's going to be saved for my final thoughts.
Personally, this is my own opinion, and a lot of you are going to agree. Mostly the Fossilizer Metal Blade 5.
Wait, we are or we aren't going to agree? The mumbling makes it hard to hear. Judging by the name drops, I'm going to assume agree. Well, don't we have the arrogant pants on today?
Oh boy, Toad's Deadly Secret. Okay, so what's this series about? First of all, I want to start this section off with that I love Toad. Toad is one of my favorite Mario characters in the Mario universe. But judging by my top 5 Mario characters list, you probably know he's my favorite, but not really anymore. But I still love Toad. I grew up with this little guy. Yeah, he was like part of my childhood.
Dude, your bias is showing. You should really put that away because holy crap, you're just a kid. Do I need to get Child Protective Services on the phone?
Toads are not people who've been infected by fungi. Basically Princess Peach, basically, you know, Princess Peach obviously just created them in the first place. And toads are not people who've been infected by fungi. They're people who Peach created.
She made them? In a way, aren't you agreeing with what MatPat is saying?
Peach is the one who brought the toads to the Mushroom Kingdom in the first place.
You're saying that they aren't people infected by the mushroom, but you still say they were created? That's not debunking his theory or elaborated.
Yeah, the nitpick of this video is that you're misspelling Rosalina's name.
Misspelled? I think you mean misspoken. Oopsie.
And you may be saying, but wait, that's ridiculous. Rosalina was made in outer space and Peach was made on the Earth.
Rosalina was made in space? Someone doesn't remember Galaxy all that well. Rosalina was born on Earth and lived there when she was a kid before she went off to space.
I'm sure Rosalina and Peach both have blonde hair, but that's not the case. Rosalina's is more of a beige kind of blonde, and Peach's is a more typical blonde. And her eyes, look closely at their eyes. Rosalina's eyes are more teal than blue, while Peach's are, well, blue.
I just got word from the Science Institute of Science, and apparently children need to look exactly like their parents. That's right, that means we should all look like mini versions of our parents. If we go by the theory being true, there's going to be some differences in the similarities. Rosalina would not be a direct clone of Peach because Rosie has a father and she got his genes too, and thus would look similar to Peach but not 100%. There's bound to be differences in shade of hair or eye color.
Any Mario character can have a mustache. Now, where am I going with the mustache, you may ask? Well, the next thing MatPat says is, about Rosalina's dad is that he just strokes his mustache. Well, any male character besides any male human character in the Mario universe has a mustache. So technically, any of them could be Rosalina's father. So how did you know it could? So how would you know it would only be Mario and Luigi instead of Waluigi and Wario?
You're right, any of the shown male human characters could have been Rosalina's father, but MatPat was just using Mario as an example since, you know, they kind of have a thing going on. Not to sink ships, but I'm gonna sink some ships. Would Peach want to be with Wario or Waluigi? They've been shown to be jerks and are antagonists to Mario and don't seem like good relationship material. I'm sorry, Waluigi, please forgive me.
Okay, Metal Blade 5 pointed this out. He said that Rosalina lives in the house. How? Because there was this one story where she goes, I want to go home. I want to go back to my house. See, it says her house. She says she lives in a house, not a castle.
house and a castle are not the same thing.
A house is classified as any building that has a group of people living in it. Yes, castles are castles, but if that's where she grew up, she could still call it her house. There's nothing you say here that debunks his theory, even when going back and rereading the text myself. It's vague, and there has to be some reason that the castle, presumably Peach's castle, is shown off in the background when the hill is mentioned. You can make the claim that we just don't see Rosalina's home when the hill is shown off, but then why put the castle there? My point is that there's nothing that proves either idea wrong.
How can Rosalina's mother be Peach if Peach isn't dead? While the story is stating that Rosalina's mother is buried under the tree.
You didn't watch part 2, did you? Oh wait, you did, because you mentioned Luigi earlier in the segment. He gave you the answer, you pleb! Albeit confusing to wrap my head around, but it's still an explanation for it in his theory.
He basically says, "Oh, my theory is saved! Yay, I found the tree!" Well, the thing is, it's not the same tree we saw in the story. You see, look, that's a normal tree, and the other is a pine tree. That's a normal tree, and and the other's a pine tree.
Pine tree and normal tree? Pine trees aren't normal? Are they outcasts? Are you racist against trees?
He said that at the end of the game, that the mansion was also an illusion, so everything disappeared, especially the telescope.
Why couldn't your audio sound as good as it does now throughout the entirety of the video? Just do what you did right here and you'll sound much clearer to the audience.
Oh, and there is one more thing that I need to point out. It's the fact that he blows up his own theory.
The writer of Rosalina's storybook said during an interview that Rosalina was originally intended to be related to Princess Peach. There, boom.
Wow, you must be a real big idiot. You know, the keywords were originally. That means they were gonna do it, but they changed it, which means they are not related. So basically, you blew up your own theory, that is on you.
Or, you know, it could have been content that was cut from the game due to time constraints. That sort of thing happens all the time. In fact, MatPat did a video talking about Destiny and its cut/hidden story, and it's solid. The TLDW for it is that the Traveler is actually a bad guy, but Bungie didn't fully put this story into the game due to whatever reasons they had to cut it. The evidence is still in the game and meaning associated with the game. I think the same thing happened here, hence that Peach and Rosalina are related but not fully stated. Seeing Rosalina's mother and what little bit we see of her in the storybook, she does look like Peach.
First of all, I want to start this section off by saying that I love the Wii U. It's one of my favorite consoles out there. It's fun. It has awesome games. Although it didn't sell well, it still came out with a lot of awesome games.
Just because you love something doesn't mean it doesn't have any problems.
I mean, I can't believe that MatPat is comparing the Wii U, one of my favorite Nintendo consoles ever made, to the Virtual Boy, aka the worst Nintendo console and maybe even the worst video game console ever made.
MatPat doesn't get to point this out because it's my favorite console. He should only make theories that treat the things I like in a good way. How dare he? I sure do love it when people act entitled. Look, you're a kid, I get you probably haven't had to learn this lesson yet, but people are going to say bad things about the things you like. I wouldn't hold your likes so close that you feel like a part of you is being insulted, when that's not the case.
Next, he said that the Wii U is not HD. Well, what do you know about the Wii U? It is an HD game theory, not as HD as the PS4, but even more HD than the Xbox One. Trust me, I know this.
Source? I'm sensing Nintendo bias. How am I supposed to trust a statement that has no evidence to back it up? The Wii U is more HD than the Xbox One. That is one of the most fanboyish things I've ever heard. The Xbone is way more powerful than the Wii U. If you just want to talk about what they can put out image-wise, they are exactly the same. They can both do 180p at 60 FPS. Overall, though, the Xbone is a much more powerful console, beating the Wii U in almost every category. Link to my source in the description.
Next, he said that the Wii U has no games. Okay, first of all, I'll agree with you that the Wii. I'll agree with anyone who says that the Wii U launch is bad. I'll give it that. That's the only downside about the Wii U. That's the only downside that the Wii U has gotten. That what's it called? That the launch was bad. But still, it's not as bad as the 3DS's launch. And look at it now. Besides, when was this game even? Wait, hold up. When was this video even made? 2014. Huh. Geez, that sounds something like I need to bring the fossilizer up for.
It means at the time of this video, Wonderful 101, Pikmin 3, Legacy Undercover, and Super Mario 3D World were all out, and they are all console exclusives. Oh, and so was Rayman Legends. While that's technically not a console exclusive, the Wii U was still the ideal way to play it.
Also, New Super Luigi U was out at that time, and that's a console exclusive as well. And finally, he says there's no third-party support. Yes, that Barbie guy, right? he said there's no third-party support. And technically, there has been third-party support. It just didn't come out at the same time the Xbox One and PS4 came out. Oh, for 2 years. Although the Wii U is a new version of an alternate Nintendo console, but it's not the Virtual Boy, it's a 3DS. Also, he's going to be a huge Nintendo fan, but making some lame excuse to make a company's console look as bad as possible isn't a fan of said company.
There's a bit to go over here, so let's break this down, shall we? A few good games does not a large library make. The Wii U does have a smaller library of games, you can't argue there. It also does not have much third-party support because of the kind of technology the Wii U uses. It's not necessarily friendly to every developer who has a specific idea in mind for a game compared to the PS4 and Xbox One and their more simple controllers. As much as I love the potential for the gamepad, it's a gimmick that can be clunky if not handled properly. Also, the bit for saying MatPat isn't a Nintendo fan for calling out and making these comparisons, God forbid you criticize things you like, am I right? We can never admit the faults of the things we like because then it would be saying bad things. You can still love something and still be critical of it. Those two things don't have to sleep in separate bedrooms.
I know I made a video on this same topic, and so did Nico BBQ, but it was just something I was joking around with. It wasn't something to be taken seriously.
Holy crap, 10 minutes left? Why? Please, script.
But this is something very, very different. Oh boy, Mario's mental. Now, before you start asking, oh, SuperHapMan15, why are you taking this video seriously but not your own video about why Mario's not a hero? Well, that wasn't something to be taken seriously. This is something to be taken seriously. You know why? Because MatPat is being dead serious with this. Also, Nico BBQ's video wasn't supposed to be taken seriously either. So therefore, I wasn't complaining about those videos because they were not supposed to be taken seriously.
It's called putting on a performance to be entertaining. Of course he'd act serious with a theory topic like this. He was a theater major in college. It's called acting.
This is something very, very different. So, enough chitter chatter. Let's get on to this one. This is going to be a long entry, so you better grab some popcorn.
I can't. MTR took all the cancer-flavored popcorn and Autumn won't share. Also saving this line and some others for later. Done.
Oh, and no one, and I mean no one but MatPat, considering he's a freaking idiot, can not forget about the irritating boss bass.
Because insulting who you're covering and being completely serious about is an okay thing to do.
The story of this movie is that, well, the main villain of the movie is forcing Celebi to destroy the environment. Well, the thing is that Celebi doesn't want to destroy the environment. It wants to help it. So Celebi is forced to do it. So therefore, it's forced to do it. That doesn't mean it wants to do it. The same thing with Mario and Yoshi. Mario doesn't want to abandon Yoshi. It has to. It's forced to by the player. I'm not saying the player is evil. I'm just saying the people who I'm just saying.
This isn't a bad comparison per se, but it neatly pads out the video and you could have just said the player and Mario don't want to ditch Yoshi.
Also, he said that Mario keeps denying him for bad reasons. No, he's denying him for good reasons. He says that he probably wants Luigi to be safe. Mario probably wants to be safe, knowing that Luigi's gonna be safe.
Do you want to play with hypotheticals now, do you? Oh boy.
Oh, and he also said he's a womanizer, considering because of Pauline and Daisy. Well, that's not the case here. You see, again with the Donkey Kong argument and the DK Jr. argument, doesn't the Pauline from that one look different to this Pauline? You see, this is probably Pauline's daughter, and Pauline and Jumpman must have married a few years ago. So that means Mario and the Pauline we know today are brother and sister.
You completely missed MatPat shooting himself in the foot. The Jumpman in the original Donkey Kong, as MatPat said earlier, is not the same Mario that we play as today. MatPat claims that the current Mario is Pauline's boyfriend from the original Donkey Kong game, but that can't be the case if it was established early in the video that he's a different Jumpman entirely. GG.
They are very, very different. The Asian torture is just, I don't know, African, Asian, I don't know what he said. But I don't mean to be racist or anything, but still. He's comparing that to torture. He's comparing Goomba crushing to torture. They are very, very different.
As horrifying as the torture is, you don't explain how it's different.
What about it
is that people won't get the appeal behind what this video is about. This is what makes this video taken seriously. People are saying that this is fact. And this is not true. It's a theory, not fact.
You can't blame MatPat for his viewers taking his word as law. That's their fault. The video just ends here, so here are my final thoughts. First off, I know I didn't bring it up throughout the video, but there are several instances of plagiarism here. Also known as stealing exact words and claiming them as your own. Playing every instance of you stealing lines from Defaultalizer would take forever, so I'm just going to play a few so I can get my point across.
And seriously, do you buy an oven and complain that doesn't come with food?
Please, do you complain if you get an oven that doesn't have food in it?
So he also claims that there's a slow trickle of games coming on the Wii U and that there's still not any games on it. Hang on, when was this video made? 2014.
I can look at it now. Besides, when was this game even... Wait, hold up. When was this video even made? 2014, huh.
This is going to be a long entry. Possibly grab some popcorn if you haven't already.
This is going to be a long entry, so you better grab some popcorn.
I'm going to sound really harsh, but you cannot do something like this. Plagiarism is not only illegal, it can get you in a lot of trouble depending on the situation. It shows how lazy and uninspired you are to try and completely come up with your own ideas. Now, with this topic specifically, I know that there's going to be some similar reasons why the videos are bad, and that's expected, but you need to come up with your own way of saying it. Taking lines from someone else without quoting them is dishonest and shady, which leads to my next point. This countdown reeks of Notice Me Senpai so much it's stinking up the room. You're trying way too hard to suck up to Defaultalizer. Look, I had to learn this lesson back in 2011-2012. Defaultalizer is a human being just like you and me. You should not put him on a pedestal and hold him in such high regard. You can be a fan, yes, but try to keep it in check. People who are even a little popular on the internet are not people on some higher plane of existence that look down on everyone else. Trust me, you will function better on the internet when you learn this lesson. It's much easier for me to message people I watch since I learned it myself. If you treat the people you watch as human beings, the more likely they will treat you with respect. Putting people on pedestals can make them feel uncomfortable unless they have an ego soaring higher than the gods on Mount Olympus. The bias here is strong too. You let it get in the way of making some good points. I'm looking directly at the Toad segment because most of your other points, some of which are actually solid, come from Defaultalizer. You love Toad, so obviously Toad can't be an infected person. Reasons? What's that? What about you, Brooke? Don't you love Ace Attorney and Undertale? Yes, I do, but when I made those commentaries, I put my bias away and actually debunked MatPat's videos, unlike SuperHapMan here. I'm not saying you can't have opinions, that would be stupid. I'm saying that you shouldn't let those opinions get in the way of actual points. TLDR, don't steal from others, figure out your own way of explaining, and please, for the love of God, tone down the senpai lust. Alright, time to go scour the internet for something not MatPat related.